Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. Now, my recordings have had several different machinations over the 5 years that I've been recording. Yes, it's been 5 years. I started at the onset of COVID, just to kind of I want to say soothe my feelings of isolation and to discuss primarily our take on theology, and by our, I mean us as a collective. And now I'm more into social justice issues, which again is an offshoot of a theological perspective. Because majority of us, and I need to be brutally honest, the majority of us are running around on theology and dogma that is constrictive, restrictive, oppressive, and just plain wrong. There's a passage of scripture that says, study to show yourselves approved. A lot of us ain't studying. We're waiting for some billion-dollar theologian, and I should use the term theologian in air quotes because I want to say all of us fall short. And that's in the book too. But I want us to think of certain aspects that are highlighted by theologians as means of control. And that's the part I want us to begin to dissect. I still identify as a Christian. I need to say that. But I'm at the point where, I look at scripture and I ask the question, what does it mean to me? How am I interpreting this? And what is the historical context of this? And why do I believe this? So that's how I address my belief constructs. Okay, so for you good Christian folks who like to donate to causes and, feel like certain aspects of our societal helps or systems of help are enough, I want you to think about this. And these are articles that are in the news, but I'm going to tell you what's being highlighted and what the general consensus is. Okay, we've all heard the trope, and I believe this was basically created during the Reagan era. Reagan was a Republican, of the welfare queen. Those words were spoken out loud during that time. And it made reference to people of color. Okay, now we're on the hype of how subsidies are being misused by the Somali population in Minnesota. Now, for the most part, the Somali folks came into this country under political asylum. Now, that country is seriously war-torn. But we don't hear about it because, let's face it, the only time we hype black news is when somebody white is unalived. And that is the dumbest phrase, unalived. But we can't say the truth because it offends people. Okay, I'm going to keep it like that because I don't want to be censored, but I'm going to say what it is. The only time that we really hear news about black folks is when somebody of another culture that is not black has been unalived. Let's keep this 100. Oh, then we'll report it to death. Okay, but we're talking about fraud in Minnesota right now. And that's driving the court jester's racism to the nth degree. Oh, he's got something to hype now. But let's talk about his home state of Florida. Okay, and this has been going on for years and is so underreported. The Russians that came in have gutted Medicaid with fraud. Okay, food stamps with fraud, welfare with fraud. There was one person that was so good at the theft that they had a waterfront mansion and a yacht. Now, that's from a Looney Tunes thing, if ever I heard it. You remember the episode of Looney Tunes where Elmer Fudd was brainwashed, and all he could say was, "I'm Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht." Well, this held true for this particular individual from Russia. But we don't talk about, the benefits frauds from Russia and Russians. There's a particular story that's in the news. It started being exposed in June, where 11 individuals were indicted for stealing from Medicare. There are also incidents of people from Russia stuffing the ballot box. So when you hear the Russians stole the election, you might want to reconsider your denial. Yeah. The people who have been indicted are primarily from Uzbekistan and, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kyrgyzstan. Yeah. So, there you have it. Black and white. I know we have that trope, oh, I don't see color. No, you see what you want to see. Bottom line.